day. Call 1-800-ADT-ASAP.
We've come a long, long way together. I have to praise you like I should.
On tomorrow's CBS Evening News, join us for our interview with former National Security Advisor John Bolton on the day his tell-all memoir is released. Send us any questions you have. And if you can't watch us live, don't forget to set your DVR so you can watch us later. That is tonight's CBS Evening News. I'm Norah O'Donnell in our nation's capital. Hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Good night.
Right now, we're learning what next school year could look like based on recommendations from the state while COVID-19 safety concerns continue.
A new dash and traffic cam video shows what happened during a downtown hit and run that sparked protests this weekend.
This is News 3 Now at 6.
The State Department of Public Instruction released its Education Forward Plan today. It includes recommendations about what schools should look like in the fall.
But they are just recommendations. Each district has to come up with its own individual plan based on their county health plans. The state says flexibility will be key during the reopening process, and the district should plan to shift between in-person, physically distanced, and virtual learning as elements of the pandemic continue to change. As part of their plan, they gave 4 example instructional models, all included a 10-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, spreading students out across traditional classrooms and outdoor learning spaces as well, and a 4-day school week, reserving the 5th day for deep cleaning the schools while students learn from home.
Here are the 4 different models the Department of Public Instruction is recommending. 1, students are in the classroom 4 days a week, spread out. The second model, all students report to class on a 2-day per week rotation and learn virtually the other 3. The third model is a weekly rotation. Half the students report to school on A weeks, and the other half report in person on B weeks. And the final scenario, only elementary school students go back to class, spread out across all district buildings, while older students learn from home.
While both federal and state guidelines have now been issued for the return to schools, individual districts get to determine how they will operate this fall.
Our Gabriela Becerra joins us live to share how the planning process is going for some local school districts. Gabby?
Eric and Charlotte, some of those state guidelines that you just mentioned would change school as we know it. That's why local districts are taking the time to thoughtfully put together their own plans. Most school districts are still in the planning process and determining which of the potential models are suitable for their return. The Middleton Cross Plains Area School Board will likely approve a plan by late July, but in the meantime, spokesperson Perry Hibner says they're looking into all options, including asking parents for input. He says that it's not an easy process.
We're just still trying to collect data, and I mean, we all are, and trying to come up with the best informed decision as possible. And so again, reminding, for us, we want to remind our families, take the survey. Please remember, no decisions have been made, but at the end of the day, again, the safety of not only your children, but then of our staff. That's the most important thing, I think, to all of us.
In a statement, Madison Metropolitan School District says they'll look closely at DPI's guidelines to ensure their plan fits accordingly. MMSD will take a hybrid approach of in-person and virtual instruction in the fall. Districts say they're also waiting to see what local health departments say would be best for our community, as those would be specific to us. These plans were also put together with the help of DHS, and Amy Reed spoke with public health experts to see what parents and schools should consider.
Public health officials have studied the spread of flu viruses for decades, and even though the coronavirus is different, those studies can give us an indication as to how how schools could impact our fight.
I tend to think of this as equivalent to a nuclear reactor, and you pull out the control rods and things really take off. You put the control rods in and things slow down. And when we look at respiratory viruses, taking the control rods out is equivalent to putting children back into schools.
Jonathan Tempty is an expert on flu spread in schools. He runs a years-long, in-depth look at how kids and attendants impact the influenza virus moving through Oregon schools. It gives a hint at what we could be in for this fall, but it's not perfect.
Worst case scenario, you bring kids back together again, and you don't do much, and we see things ramp up very, very rapidly, and much greater than we've seen so far.
Because the coronavirus is so new, kids' impact on the spread is still largely unknown. But when kids were sent home in March, Tempty said respiratory infections went noticeably down in kids and families. With the flu, spread also lessens after winter or spring breaks when kids aren't congregating in school buildings. It's a good indication social distancing or distance learning will be key.
I think what we might have to do is we're going to have to think of the school year as basically turning up and turning down a dial.
Dr. Jeff Potoff with UW Health said parents should anticipate schools needing flexibility on in-person, virtual, and distance learning as cases change. And he said that could happen quickly. That's important not just for kids' health, but others in and around schools too.
We need to really look at this in the broad swath of it's not just the kids in the school, it's everyone that makes the school work and the people who those kids go home to.
Both experts said that this return is going to take some creativity from districts as schools and school buses aren't really set up for this 6-foot distancing. They said that's going to require patience and grace from parents and employers to make sure that both schools and parents can do everything they can to handle this uncertain situation.
Amy, thank you.
Across Wisconsin, more than 25,000 people have now been diagnosed with COVID-19. 19% of those cases are active. 78% of patients have fully recovered. There are about 300 new cases confirmed today, 40 here in Dane County. About 3.8% of new tests came back positive statewide today, slightly down from yesterday's 4.6%. Over the past 2 weeks, we are seeing a downward trend in positive cases. New at 6, Native American tribes in Wisconsin that rely mostly on casino revenue to support their communities are struggling to provide government services due to closures during the pandemic. The National Indian Gaming Association says about 241 tribes, including the 11 in Wisconsin, stand to lose about $22.4 billion, more than half their projected revenue this year. Ho-Chunk Nation President Marlon White Eagle says the tribe's 6 casinos generate more than 80% of the tribe's annual operating budget.
To weather, we should have a break in the humidity for a few days. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
After the last couple of days being fairly humid and seeing some showers and thunderstorms, it looks like we will see a drop in the humidity as we head into the next couple of days. Visible cloud track, lots of clouds around, and that's holding down temperatures, but it's also keeping the severe weather threat farther to the south. There's a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of Illinois and northwestern Indiana, but around here, we're not even seeing any lightning flashes across southern Wisconsin. Maybe there might be a thunderstorm closer toward Beloit over the next hour or two, but for the most part, the heavier showers and thunderstorms are staying to the south, and the back edge of the rain starting to move in. That's good news because parts of eastern Iowa and southwestern Wisconsin have received anywhere between 2 and 5 inches of rain over the last few days. Flash flood watch remains in effect for Grant County until 7 p.m. Otherwise, temperatures have dropped into the upper 60s here in Madison behind a cold front. We're at 68. Janesville still at 75. Those temperatures will hold nearly steady this evening. Dew point temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s, so the air is still fairly humid, but even that will drop as we head overnight. So look for the rain to come to an end overnight. Tomorrow we'll look for our skies to be variably cloudy, maybe a shower or thunderstorm popping up in the afternoon with a high of 74. Enjoy the next couple of days, though, because summer heat and humidity will return by Friday. I'll have more details on weather in a few minutes.
In the last couple of hours, we're seeing new video from Madison police as they continue to investigate a hit and run from this weekend. Madeline O'Neill breaks down what's in this newly released video. Maddie?
Madison police say they've identified a person of interest after a woman was injured when she was hit by a truck in the early hours of Sunday morning on University Avenue. Now, that newly released video, dash cam footage, and traffic cameras shows how and when police responded to the area. Where's the person who got hit? Urban Triage, a local activist group, posted on social media this weekend calling it a hate crime and suggested Madison police didn't call for medical assistance for 30 minutes and pepper sprayed the victim and her friends and family. That's why Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway issued a statement this afternoon calling for transparency and for this video to be released. We've been through the video, which shows officers responded within a few minutes of the incident, and an ambulance arrived in about 8 minutes. You can also see that officers did use pepper spray at the scene. In a release, officers say they needed to create space to treat the victim. Now, we spoke with a friend of the victim along with Interim Chief Vic Wall about this video. We'll hear that part of the story coming up tonight at 10.
Maddie, thank you.
Verona area school district officials say they've, quote, terminated any further relationship with a substitute in a support staff role who made racially insensitive comments. The staff member commented on a Channel 3000 Facebook article about a man accused of sexually assaulting a UW Health nurse. In a joint statement, District Superintendent Dean Gurrell and School Board President Noah Roberts said, quote, views expressed by the individual are completely incompatible with our district mission and the pillars of our strategic plan, particularly our pillar of creating safe, inclusive learning environments for all of our students. Next at 6, housing prices have increased in Madison for the 7th year in a row, despite the national average decreasing by nearly 10%. The average price of a single-family home now just over $315,000. Madison City Assessor said supply and demand keeps increasing Madison's housing prices every year, with conversations around racial inequalities and being more inclusive in city planning. The city says its focus is now on affordable housing to help combat the lack of diversity in Madison homeowners.
You have so much competition in the market to buy homes. It's not a simple equation if you're looking at providing affordable housing. It can be more of a challenge. I think it just requires a more thoughtful approach.
Now, later this week, we will be looking at how the housing market is impacting people of color in Madison.
As State Street businesses start to open their doors again following break-ins and vandalism earlier this month, the boarded-up windows that were turned into large murals are also starting to come down. Amanda Quintana is live with how the city is trying to decide what to do with them. Amanda?
Yes, well, after many of these businesses were looted and covered with graffiti, they were boarded up, but then they quickly turned into these beautiful murals. The city helped commission some artists to make some of these murals, and since then, people have been writing into the city about ideas about where they should end up. Now there's a survey with some of the most popular ideas, including auctioning them off to raise money for the artists or for nonprofits, creating a temporary exhibition, or donating them to schools, community centers, or museums.
The overwhelming response is that people are very enthusiastic about this work, and they would like it somewhere where the public can continue to see it. So they want it to live on. This is not just a moment that they want to leave behind. So ideas are putting them in community centers, government buildings, making them available so people can still absorb the message.
Right now, the city is helping remove some of the art and put it in storage until it's decided what to do with them. But many of the murals are still here, and some businesses are deciding to keep the art up or to incorporate it into their shops. Now, not all of these murals were commissioned by the city. So some of them that weren't, some of that are independent artists that came out here to draw these things, they could also be included in this program at the end, because obviously the emotion and the passion in this art is still relevant and still very important to today. And we do have a link to that survey on channel3000.com.
A lot of stories in that art there. Amanda, thank you. Coming up next at 6, you can grab a drink on the terrace again, but there are required guidelines to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. We'll be right back.
Save at Wild Easttown Honda on over 400 new Hondas with 0% financing for up to 60 months. Save on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At SHOPKO Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're SHOPKO Optical. You'll see.
Save big money in your next project with 11% off everything right now at Menards. All Patriot Lighting ceiling fans are 11% off. This Miller Station 52-inch LED ceiling fan features an industrial appearance with vintage-style bulbs. $114.81 after 11% off. Over 120 in-stock Sylvania LED bulbs are 11% off. These bulbs use 85% less energy than traditional 60-watt bulbs. $531 after 11% off. Start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
As our communities begin to reopen in the wake of COVID-19, rest assured that SSM Health is ready with enhanced safety measures so you and your family are protected. In person or online, we're here. Schedule a visit today.
No one sells more. Wild Automotive sells more SUVs and all-wheel drives combined than any other dealer. Wild is the #1 volume SUV and all-wheel drive retailer in Southeast Wisconsin. The more we sell, the more you save. WildAuto.com.
Welcome back. The Memorial Union Terrace starts its phased reopening plan today, and that includes physical distancing and other COVID-19 health guidelines. Capacity capped at 25%. Guests have to reserve seating online through Open Table. The Wisconsin Union president says they're doing the best they can to get it up and running because all of the proceeds at the union go to support student leadership and programming.
The terrace really is one of the economic engines of the union, and so that really helps produce a lot of support for these student programs and events that happen on an annual basis. So a lot of what happens in the summer helps fund the programming activities throughout the academic year.
Terrace reservations are free for UW-Madison students, staff, and faculty. Wisconsin Union and Wisconsin Alumni Association members and active duty U.S. service members. Others can buy a $5 day pass to make a reservation.
Even as everyone stays distant, musicians are still looking to play together. News 3 Now photojournalist Chris Hallbacher shares how musicians are playing and learning together virtually.
Poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, yeah.
Music Foundry is a facility that provides educational services for youth bands, adult bands. We offer hourly rehearsal studios.
Our doors have been closed for the past couple of months, but our instructors have been giving thousands of lessons online.
Well, since we're not like right next to each other, it's just a lot different.
There's a really great relationship that an instructor builds with a student.
Riley and I do drums. Riley, you realize we've been together for almost 5 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, doing the virtual lessons remotely has been a challenge.
We're not next to each other. We can't play together. We can't help each other out as easily.
Touching base with somebody, reconnect that personal bond, but then continue learning that instrument, and so that's actually worked a lot better than we would have thought.
I sometimes rely on my students to kind of give me some guidance on how to work with the virtual world, which they're just a little bit more familiar with.
Students are instead submitting recordings of themselves playing their parts to the songs. And not only will they have not rehearsed together, these students haven't even met each other.
Thinking the lessons I learned, everything that kills me makes me feel alive.
I probably wouldn't be where I was now if it wasn't for him. And now I can never give up.
And you can check out more of their videos at the Madison Music Foundry YouTube page. We'll be right back.
The 70th Annual Madison Area Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, featuring newly constructed homes in 5 of Dane County's most sought-after neighborhoods. The newest trends, tech, and designs. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for more information.
Happy 4th of July Super Sale, happening this week at the Brothers Maine. Come in now for more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We make upgrading your home more convenient at Maine with up to 18 months of 0% financing and expert-free delivery. Get more at the 4th of July Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. And happy birthday, USA, from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
My dog wants a yard.
Love it.
And another dog.
Have you looked at houses yet?
Not yet.
But that's good. I learned from Summit that it's better to start with a pre-approval anyway.
Right. Yeah. You can decide how much you're comfortable paying each month and then back into your price range.
Oh, and start putting the difference between your rent and your future mortgage into savings.
With Summit Credit Union, you might be more ready than you think.
I think it's great. Summit helps people build confidence and knowledge to move forward. It's your money. Own it. Summit Credit Union.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Great.
Would you like a car wash?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
I never wear my seatbelt.
What do you think that guy on that post up there would say if you wasn't wearing your seatbelt? We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him real good.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, sir. How you doing? It takes 1 second to strap a seatbelt on. Well, let's do this. Let's do it together.
Okay.
All right, let's do that. I want you to get the rhythm of this. There you go.
Done.
Now, don't that feel better? Click it or ticket.
The 70th Annual Madison Area Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, featuring newly constructed homes in 5 of Dane County's most sought-after neighborhoods. The newest trends, tech, and designs. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for more information.
We had showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, mostly dry yesterday, and then we are back to showers and a few thunderstorms today. Some of that rain has been locally heavy, and there still is a flash flood watch until 7 p.m. for Grant County, but that will probably be allowed to expire. You can see this rainfall totals over the last 96 hours, so basically going back to Friday, and you can see lots of eastern Iowa had areas of 3 to 5 inches or more of rain, maybe some localized 6-inch amounts toward Waterloo and Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and about 2 to 3 inches of rain from Platteville to south of Prairie du Chien, and general 1 to 2 inch rains north of that, even some 2-inch amounts up toward Viroqua and Camp Douglas. But the farther east you go, the lesser the amounts of rain, but that's where the rain is heading right now. Some heavier showers moving through the Madison area right now, mainly light rain farther out to the west. And you can kind of see the back edge of it now approaching Viroqua and Prairie du Chien. So we'll look for the chances for showers and thunderstorms to end tonight. Most of the thunderstorms are down across Illinois. Some severe weather a possibility over parts of east central Illinois where temperatures have gotten into the 80s, but the cloud cover and the showers have held our temperatures down quite a bit. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for temperatures to return to the middle 70s for the next couple of days, also with a drop in the humidity. Still, there'll be enough cool air aloft to pop up a few afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms for both tomorrow and Wednesday. Warm weather returns on Thursday with high temperatures in the lower 80s. Humidity levels will still be down, but as we head into Friday and beyond, look for summer weather to return full force as temperatures climb into the mid-80s for Friday and Saturday. Some shower and thunderstorm chances, more humidity, and then next week temperatures go up even more. The humidity levels go up and the chances for rain go down, so there's really not much that can break the heat. Kind of interesting here is a dust plume that's coming off the coast of Africa and basically traveling all the way across the Atlantic Ocean into the Caribbean, and some of this dust will be pulled up into the United States. This, at least for the time being, suppresses any hurricane or tropical storm development, but it could lead to some breathing problems through the Caribbean and maybe even parts of the southeastern United States as that dust gets pulled in. Eventually it'll get worked out by some showers and thunderstorms. Around here, you can see the showers and isolated thunderstorms in Wisconsin, more thunderstorms farther to the south, but for the time being, the upper level winds shift to the northwest. There's a cold front coming through, and temperatures do drop off a bit behind the front, mainly 70s and a few 60s north of the front. South of the front, that's where the 80s are, but eventually, again, that warmer and more humid air will start building back in our direction as we head toward the weekend. Tomorrow we'll start out with some sunshine in the morning, see more clouds in the afternoon, maybe a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. High temperature at 74 degrees. It'll be less humid during the day. The rain chances come to an end overnight. We'll probably see some sunshine to start the day tomorrow before the clouds and the showers and thunderstorms pop up. They die down tomorrow evening, and we'll kind of repeat the process again on Wednesday with high temperatures in the middle 70s for both days. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, again, those temperatures go up as we head into the weekend, and then upper 80s to near 90 for much of next week. Just slight chances for thunderstorms each day, even with the high humidity, and nighttime low temperatures will be in the upper 60s.
And coming up in sports, filling the hole on offense. The wide receiver duo Paul Chris is expecting to have a bigger and better 2020. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Celebrate this 4th of July knowing you look your best with Plexiderm. Lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video that the viewers can watch while you and I talk. And you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. And I did this to my father. We were at home, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It feels great. Looks even better.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. Plexiderm, seriously, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or just when you want to like get rid of the bags? And
yeah, it absolutely could be a daily thing. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This 4th of July is the best time to get Plexiderm for $14.95. See it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared when severe weather is on the way and your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now.
Hi there, folks. Hattie has one day in the forecast that doesn't include rain. She's updating a stormy week ahead.
And city leaders want your input on the future of State Street murals. We'll tell you where they might end up. That's Tuesday on News 3 Now this morning.
Of the 117 Wisconsin athletes that returned to campus for voluntary workouts, the University of Wisconsin has announced 2 have tested positive for COVID-19. Those Badgers are self-isolating and being closely monitored. The names of the athletes and their sport were not released. Football and volleyball players were the first allowed back on campus on June 8th. The biggest hole to fill on offense, besides the obvious Jonathan Taylor one, the Badger wideouts. Gone are Quintez Cephas and A.J. Taylor, a duo that combined for 82 receptions, 1,168 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns in 2019. Combine that with leadership and experience, that's a pretty big void to fill. Head coach Paul Chris knows that, but he also knows Danny Davis and Kendrick Pryor are back for what he hopes are breakout seasons.
They'll be missed, certainly. But, you know, Danny and KP have had big moments and they've had big games, and now it's their opportunity to turn those into big seasons, right? And for them, they've had the right approach. You know, they know this is their last shot at it.
The Badgers have added another commitment to their 2021 class. Ricardo Hallman announced today that he's coming to Madison. Rivals tabbed the South Florida defensive back as a 4-star. Hallman chose Wisconsin over Arkansas, Baylor, and other Power 5 schools. And this was the scene before today's Geico 500 at Talladega. All of the drivers and their pit crews pushed Bubba Wallace's 43 car together to the front of the starting grid to show support and solidarity to Wallace, who found a noose hanging in his garage stall yesterday. That's a powerful scene right there.
Yeah, sure was. Very, very powerful. You like to see that support for that driver going through that. Let's go to Gary. One final check of the forecast.
Next couple of days, look for some afternoon thunderstorm chances, highs in the mid-70s. But if you like summer, just wait till Friday and beyond because it'll be here full force.
Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.